or the coming out party for Chase Utley as a Dodger could produce a hit against Mike Fiers last night, who threw a career-high 134 pitches in his first career complete game. He retired the final 21 hitters he would face. The Dodger offense has fallen on hard times in the last 2 games. 2 runs, 2 hits, and a total of 7 base runners. Tonight, Zack Greinke brings his 13 wins, 8 in a row, into Minute Maid Park, hoping to even the score with the Astros deep in the heart of Texas. It's a beautiful night for baseball, and live from Minute Maid Park in Houston, Sportsnet LA presents the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Houston Astros in Game 2 of this 3-game series. Again, everybody, Charlie Steiner, Oral Hershiser. Nomar is off this weekend. Dodgers, of course, after absorbing the no-hitter last night, in much need of Zack Greinke and his pitching performance. Greinke has not lost a decision in 2 months, and following a loss this year, Greinke 7-0 and a 1.21 ERA.
If you're losing on the road and you need a stopper, this is the guy for the job. Zack Greinke has been outstanding this year, 13-2, and he has been a stopper for the Dodgers, and the reason why, I think it is the slider changeup combination. If he gets people to 2 strikes, he can absolutely put them away. 56% of the time when he has 2 strikes on a hitter, the changeup or the slider comes. The slider, they're hitting 182. The changeup, they're hitting 164 off of.
The 53-year-old Houston Astros. There's Larry Dierker, J.R. Richard, Nolan Ryan. It's the Astros and the Dodgers coming up. A silver lining in the dark cloud of the no-hitter last night. Alana Rizzo will join us and tell us all about it next. 15 Jeep Cherokee with an EPA estimated 31 highway MPG. It's the perfect choice. Visit Jeep.com today. Running a little late at Minute Maid Park tonight, what with the ceremony honoring the great Biggio. Our closed captioning is brought to you by First 5 California. Talk, read, sing, it changes everything. And now a look at our Arco top tier play and the reason why we're running a little bit late. As Biggio, of course, he was inducted into the Hall of Fame over the summer, was honored today, and the actual plaque that will live in Cooperstown forever on display. And Bill Brown, the longtime voice of the Astros, and this place is packed to the rafters to honor the great number 7. You know, his first major league hit came off Oral Hershiser at the Astrodome in 1988. Starter that day for the Astros was Nolan Ryan. Biggio is the only major leaguer in history to reach the following milestones: 600 doubles, 250 home runs, 3,000 hits, and 400 stolen bases. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have the lineups and first pitch. Dodgers and the Astros, game 2 of the 3-game series coming up right after this. Practical journey for the two pitchers who warmed up. They were expecting to start the game. First pitch about 10 minutes ago. We're still a few minutes away. So Oral, both of those guys came back to the dugout, and then about 5 or 6 minutes ago they went back to the bullpen to continue to keep warm. How, if in any way, will this impact on their performance?
Well, it could definitely impact. I think Zach Greinke has it the best because he gets to watch and see the ceremonies running over, so he can time it up with as the ceremony is broken down, and he can then time his warm-ups out there. For Scott Kazmir, he actually warmed all the way up, walked into the dugout, then had to walk back out mid-ceremony and throw some more. Zach never left the bullpen as the visiting pitcher, so he'll have to go second. But I think it'll work better for Zach. Baseball players are creatures of habit, but starting pitchers are at another level for those habits.
Indeed. Greinke making his 25th start of the year, 13-2, a 1.58 ERA. Has the lowest ERA, and opposing hitters hitting just 193 against him. As we mentioned in the open about 2 hours ago, or so it seems, Greinke 7-0 and a 1.21 ERA in 12 starts after a loss. This year the Dodgers are 10-2 when he pitches. And coming off losses, following a loss, he is 24-6 as a Dodger. And so after last night, the no-hitter, Dodgers having trouble getting hits at all lately. A big performance is needed from him tonight.
Yeah, 2 hits over the last 2 games for the Dodgers. That sounds like something you'd do in an inning, get a couple hits, but it's taken him 2 games to get 2 hits. Don Mattingly's club is looking for some offense, and I don't think they're really worried about Zach Greinke. I think they're more worried about how they're going to hit Scott Kazmir today, not how Zach Greinke is going to throw the ball.
So here's the lineup that Mattingly has put together, courtesy of Honda tonight, and a couple of interesting maneuvers. Beginning with Rollins and Puig back in the lineup in right. Turner and Gonzalez and Van Slyke through the middle. Chase Utley starting at second base tonight for the first time with the Dodgers. Kike Hernandez in center field. Of course, Jock Peterson is slumping. Scott Kazmir, the lefty, is on the hill. Yasmani Grandal and Alex Guerrero, and they're facing 31-year-old left-hander Scott Kazmir, a Houston native.
Houston native that is going to bring it in at about 92 miles an hour with that fastball. This is his 6th start as an Astro. Hasn't had real good fortune. He's 1-3 since becoming an Astro, but an ERA in the mid-2s, so not much offensive support for him. The other pitches he's going to throw is that changeup, the cutter, the slider, and he's got a little curveball, but he doesn't throw it that often. The Dodgers are really going to have to make him get the ball up today, where last night with Fiers, they had to make him get the ball down, and they weren't very successful at that.
Mike Fiers, of course, with the no-hitter last night. He walked 3 and he retired. The final 21 batters, striking out 10 along the way. Defensively behind Kazmir tonight, it'll be Rasmussen, Gomez, and Marisnik in the outfield. Lori Correa, Altuve, and Valbuena at first base, and Jason Castro is behind the plate. So the Dodgers know that the Giants have been beaten tonight. A walk-off home run by Starling Marte off George Contos, Pirates 3, and the Giants 2. And so if the Dodgers can win tonight, they can go back 2.5 in front of San Francisco. First pitch of the night is high and away, 1 ball, no strikes to Jimmy Rollins. Rollins, .223 with 12 home runs and 39 runs batted in. He was 0 for 4 last night. Of course, every Dodger was 0 for something. And into left field should be an easy play for Rasmus. We're underway.
Well, with an early start here, we have the sunlight still coming in through the glass out in center field and left field. So it's a little different perspective for the outfielders, the infielders on the right side, and for the hitter.
And if it looks a little smoky, it's because it is. They had fireworks inside for the ceremony for Biggio. So smoke gets in your eyes. Yasiel Puig now stepping in. It's going to be Puig, missing a couple of games with the hamstring. Good to go tonight. .250 with 10 home runs, 35 runs batted in, and Kazmir delivers low and inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Dodgers begin the night at 67-54. 41 games left in the season. 2 games at the moment in front of the Giants as Puig fouls it back, and it's 1-1. Justin Turner is on deck.
The way the lighting is on the field, it has a little feel of a Sunday night game at Dodger Stadium, with as far as the glare and dealing with the shadows for the first 2 or 3 innings.
Puig bloops one, and there's Altuve. So quickly 2 out and nobody on.
Craig Biggio, the first Astro to go into the Hall of Fame in the Astro uniform, and Altuve, who's having a very nice career himself there at second base.
Quickly 2 out, nobody on. Justin Turner coming up. And Turner's been struggling. He is hitless in his last 17 at-bats. Hit an home run in the 3rd inning a week ago today, and he has been stone silent since. 3:08. Blowing outside, 1 ball and no strikes.
The last Dodger hit was back on the 19th. Kike Hernandez in the 8th inning. It was a double.
So 3 days since a hit.
10 2/3 innings.
1 ball and 1 strike. Gonzalez on deck. Just underway. A little late for the Biggio ceremonies. Turner takes outside. And it's 2-1.
Kazmir no worse for wear with the delay that he had to go through to go back out to the bullpen during the ceremony and continue his warm-ups to stay hot for this first inning.
A first-round pick of the Mets in 2002. Then to the Rays and the Angels, the Indians, and the Athletics.
Splashed onto the scene with an awful lot of potential, ran into the injury bug, and starting to really figure it out.
Two and one. Now 3-1. He was the American League strikeout champion at the age of 23. The youngest American League strikeout champion since Frank Tanana did it back in '75. Fouled off to the right and out of play. So Justin Turner experiencing his first prolonged slump of the season. Dodgers have lost 6 in a row on the road. Now the 3-2. Into center field. In and over easily is Gomez. And the Dodgers are retired in order. Nothing across. Will go to the bottom of the first. Greinke getting ready for his 25th start. He's 13-2. Now it will be the Astros' turn, and here's the lineup put together by 40-year-old A.J. Hinch, who has orchestrated a remarkable turnaround here in Houston. Lineup presented by Honda, with Altuve and Gomez and Correa. Larry, the switch-hitting third baseman. Rasmussen, Gaddis, the designated hitter. Valbuena at first base tonight. Marisnik, big night last night, and Castro behind the plate. So it's going to be 31-year-old Zach Greinke, 13-2, an ERA of 158 with his 24th start of the year.
Most impressive thing about Zach is the batting average against 193 this year. Last year had a great year. It was 247 the league hit off of him. He has been so consistent and precise with exceptional stuff this year that the league is just having a tough time hunting him.
Hitters just 193 against him, a 158 ERA. And he has just been lights out, hasn't lost in 2 months. Into center field, that's going to be a base hit, that's going to roll to the wall. Hernandez tracks it down. Altuve is on his way to third base with a sliding triple. His first 3-base hit of the year.
The honor, the best second baseman that's ever put on an Astro uniform, and Altuve playing second base. The Astros All-Star responds with a Craig Biggio triple. His first of the year, and he was thinking triple right from here when it goes by Kike. Altuve has 32 stolen bases this year, and as Charlie said, that's his first three-bagger.
So the Dodgers already behind the 8 ball as Carlos Gomez steps in. Infield back, happy to sacrifice a run early for an out. Gomez swings and misses, and it's 0-1. Gomez has struggled since coming to Houston. This is his 20th game with the Astros, hitting just $192 here. Mike Fiers was a throw-in the trade. What a throw-in he turned out to be.
Gomez was the guy they were going after. Might have had to take Fiers in the deal to get Gomez.
Well, that would make it a fire sale. Gomez fouls it back.
And he struggled so much that he's been trying to bunt his way on. Tried it last night. Some other games that he's had that Astro uniform on. Notorious first pitch swinger. He hits from behind in the count a lot because it was end up being swing and misses and foul balls.
0-2. This is where Frankie really wants a strikeout. Gomez not fishing. It's 1-2.
Once you get 2 strikes, you're facing Zach Greinke, you're going to get the slider or you're going to get the changeup. About 56% of the time, it's going to be one of those 2 off-speed pitches, and the league's only hitting 182 on the slider and 164 on the changeup.
Overall, they're hitting just 193 against everything. To third. Turner throws low, and there is Gonzalez saving Turner's bacon. Process. Altuve can't go anywhere. That's the first out of the first inning.
You're surprised Altuve didn't go. It's because there's no outs. The infield's back, but they're going to freeze Altuve until the ball goes up the middle. But now with 1 out, if the infield plays back, Justin Turner that same depth, I think you'll see him go on contact.
Oh, you got the low throw and Gonzalez in the sun. It was hardly an easy play for Adrian Gonzalez as Carlos Correa steps in. Correa 278. 1 ball and no strikes. Correa last night was hitless in 4 at-bats and was struck out twice. 20 years old and 15 home runs.
It's quite a challenge for Correa, batting in the 3-hole for a frontline club. And now you're facing Zach Greinke with an ERA hovering around 1.6.
Correa appears to be unfazed by anything and everything. In and off to the right. 1-2.
Facing a youngster with a man on third and less than 2 outs. Zach Greinke right now is thinking punch out, and in comes the Dodger infield now that there's 2 strikes on Correa.
Lowry on deck. So early in the game, it's a big pitch.
It sure feels like a big pitch if you're Zach Greinke, because you know there hasn't been much offensive support for the starters that have pitched in the last 3 games or so for the Dodgers. So you are trying to save this run. There is no trading an out for a run right here.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Missing outside. Carlos Correa. Only 2 players in Major League history who've hit at least 15 home runs before turning the age of 21. He's in good company. Frank Robinson and Willie Mays. That in their rookie seasons. Here's a 3-2. Grounded to third. Turner bobbles, and everybody's going to be safe. In to score is Altuve, and the Astros take a 1-0 lead on the error by Justin Turner.
Justin Turner's bat has gone silent of late, and a little bit of the hiccups down there at third base. We've seen some screwy kind of footwork down there, and on this play right here, he just hits the heel of his glove, and he just can't get it. He knew he was going to have to make a quick exchange. Altuve broke on contact, and then he's got good wheels, so Justin knew that he was going to have to do it cleanly and just couldn't come up with it.
So the Astros take the early lead. The Astros, when they take the lead, scoring first, they're 30 games over 500. 46-16. Now here's Lowry, the switch hitter, batting from the left side. 1 ball and no strikes.
Tampa Bay had beat the Astros before the Fire's home no-hitter yesterday. These Astros are tough at home. The last time they lost 2 in a row at home was back June 26th and 27th.
Lowry 5 home runs. 2 balls and no strikes. So on consecutive nights, the Astros lose a 1-hitter and win a no-hitter. Chris Archer, the winner with Tampa Bay night before last. Now Greinke falls behind 3-0.
Yeah, for me, the count shouldn't be 2-1. The second pitch I thought was a strike. Zach didn't get it, and then he overthrew that one right there.
On the year, Greinke 150 strikeouts and only 29 walks. Fly ball to right. Puig and Kike Hernandez makes the catch. Those two fellas haven't played together very much in the outfield. So it was Hernandez calling off Puig.
Well, Kike probably thinking that Yasiel is going to just give way, and Puig loves to catch the ball. He loves to play, but as a new center fielder out there, Kike is going to have to take charge and not assume that Yasiel's going to pull up.
Now 2 out, and Rasmus coming up. Hernandez starting in center field tonight, what with Kazmir the lefty starting, and Peterson mired in a horrific slump. Colby Rasmus with 17 home runs on the year. Little League World Series underway, and that's where Nomar is this week. There goes the runner. Pitches a strike, throw to second base, and he is out. Correa caught stealing by Yasmani Grandal, who throws out his 15th would-be base stealer. But the Astros take the early lead on the triple and the Turner error. Will go to the second, 1-0 Houston. Chase Utley to face Scott Kazmir in the second inning. A leadoff triple for Altuve, his first of the year. An error by Justin Turner, and the Astros take an early 1-0 lead as Adrian Gonzalez steps into the batter's box. Gonzalez at .287. First 54 games this year, Gonzalez with 11 home runs and hit .338. In his last 64 games, 13 home runs, but has hit but .244. So he steps in at .287. Leads the club in home runs. Of course, these two teams, the Dodgers and the Astros, lead their respective leagues in home runs. The Dodgers have 148. Houston has 166. Tale of two seasons this year for Gonzalez. No balls and 2 strikes. So the Dodgers looking for their first hit since Wednesday in Oakland. And Gonzalez down on strikes. They're due.
Yeah, they sure are due. And Kazmir has real good stuff. Good location so far. The off-speed stuff is solid and sharp.
Now Van Slyke stepping in with 4 home runs and 21 runs batted in. And it's been a couple of months since Van Slyke hit one out. Into center field and well hit. Gomez going back, way back and in front of Tal's Hill. He'll track it down. In a lot of parks, that's a home run. Not here.
436 out there to center field. Scott puts an amazing swing on that ball, and that thing is just crushed. You see how hard he is running. The players know how deep it is out there. You got to hit it as far as Mickey Mantle to get it out of there in center field. Craig Biggio's number 7 out there on Tal's Hill, reminding me of Mantle.
And now Chase Utley. His second game with the Dodgers, his first at second base. The shift is on for him, and he takes a strike. It's 0-1. Utley last night, as a designated hitter, was 0 for 4. And it's 0-2.
You always want to do well, but any player that is traded, they love to get off to a good start. Kind of just like at the beginning of the year, opening day, first couple games, you just want to get off the schneid.
Outside and low.
Chase was one of the few guys that hit the ball hard last night off of fires. Hard 2-hopper to Altuve. It's only about 4 balls hit hard in that game. One, the long fly ball by Jimmy Rollins in the 9th. Justin Turner hit a fly ball foul for a home run.
Now 2-2 to Utley.
Good breaking ball. Even better eye.
2 out, nobody on in the second. Strike 3. Breaking ball. Catches Utley looking. Nothing across. Dodgers hitless through the first 2 innings. In the bottom of the second, Rasmussen, Gaddis, and Valbuena will be coming up.
The bottom of the second inning, Kike Hernandez manning center field today, Yasiel Puig in right field, but they may have some competition coming up quickly. Time now for the Carl's Cam replay. How about Mason McGuire, the son of Mark McGuire? Now, Mark McGuire has 6 children, 3 sons. Mason and Max travel with the team quite a bit. The nice catch there by 11-year-old Mason McGuire, making it look easy. Perhaps some competition in center field, guys.
A 6-foot wall. And Mason McGuire could care less. 2 of the McGuire boys travel with the club during the summer break. And you watch them hit, catch, and throw. And it's like, whoa, you're seeing a couple of major leaguers in the future. Colby Rasmus takes a strike. And it's 0-2. Rasmus at .231, 17 home runs and 44 runs batted in. Hitless in 3 at-bats last night. Gaddis and Valbuena to follow. As Greinke misses outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Those young fellas could play.
Aren't the Oakland A's owned by Levi Strauss family? I guess it's in the genes.
Rasmus down on strikes.
The changeup. The league's hitting lower than 164 now. It really is a 2-seamer. He throws it so hard, as high as 88, 89 miles an hour. It's not much of a changeup off of 92 to 95.
Now Gaddis steps in. He hit a home run last night. Has 19 on the year. And 9 triples and no stolen bases. One and one.
Back was trying to live down by the hollow of the knee. Got that one.
You would think in this spacious ballpark, most of those 9 triples have come here. 5 here and 4 on the road. One hop to Rollins, bobbles, picks it up, and still manages to get Gaddis. Second out of the second.
You'd think a guy with that many triples would have beat that one out. Hits him by hitting him out the wall in the gap here because it's such a big field. Jimmy Rollins doesn't panic, picks it up cleanly after the bobble. And Adrian Gonzalez saves a lot of guys over there at first.
With 2 out, Valbuena, one of those all or nothing fellas, at .208 with 21 home runs. Chris Carter was the starter last night. And Valbuena takes outside and low, 1 ball, no strikes. So this is an Astros team that hits a bunch of home runs, but their team batting average is but .241. They tend to strike out a lot, and you would think, at least on paper, this is the kind of a team that Greinke is made for.
Yeah, I would think that Zach would probably end up with some strikeouts in double figures. He has not tired at all this year. His strikeouts for 9 innings has gone up since the All-Star break. He was around 7.7 per 9 innings before the All-Star break, and now he's 9.4 per 9 innings after the All-Star break.
150 strikeouts, 29 walks. Valbuena swings and misses.
Zach pretty much does it surgically, and Clayton does it almost like a bully. He just overpowers you.
The 2-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Luis Valbuena. The Astros have struck out 1,087 times, most in the American League. They also lead the league in home runs. On 3 and 2. Well hit to right center. It is on its way, and it is gone. A home run. Luis Valbuena, his 22nd home run of the season. The 9th surrendered by Greinke, and the Astros take a 2-0 lead.
He sat last night and watched a no-hitter, and his first chance tonight, he gets the big fly. The Dodgers have been hurt as of last night with the bottom of this Astro order. It doesn't stop when you get to the 5th or 6th hitter. It continues to power down here, 7, 8, and 9.
And the Astros with a 2-0 lead. Marisnick had a big night last night. Kid from Riverside squares to bunt and misses. It's 0-1.
Hits for power last night. And now thinks about dropping down a bunt right there. Justin Turner was a good 8-10 feet behind the third base bag. Jake was going to try and take advantage of that. Just couldn't make contact on that bunt.
A 2-run home run in the 2nd inning last night. And into right center. Drifting back is Kike Hernandez, and he'll make the catch, and that'll end the inning. Gotta have an eye on Puig. 1 run on the Valbuena home run. Hernandez, Grandal, and Guerrero to bat for the Dodgers when we come back for the 3rd. SNLA Data Strong Fan. You just might see yourself in an upcoming telecast. Brought to you by T-Mobile. The Dodgers have some work to do. First, they've got to get themselves a hit. 2-0 for the Astros. An Altuve triple. An error by Turner produced the Astros' first run. And Luis Valbuena with a home run to right center that traveled 411 feet in the 2nd inning. Dodgers down 2 against Kazmir, who has thrown but 20 pitches through the first 2 innings. And Hernandez takes low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Hernandez has been right around 300 all year and has done well against left-handed pitching. Slice. Foul. Well hit.
We counted innings for scoreless streaks this year. Got up to some very high numbers. It was outstanding. We're up to 12 in the 3rd without a hit. We're counting.
Grandal on deck and Guerrero to follow.
I'm trying to jinx it. I'm going to just keep mentioning it.
Hernandez came up with the Astros, and it was on to the Marlins, and of course came over to the Dodgers in the deal that involved Aaron and D. Gordon. Kazmir on 1 and 2. And Hernandez lives to see another pitch.
Kazmir can still get it up there. That's a fastball at 94 miles an hour. His average is right around 92.
Boy, when he first came up and was drafted by the Mets 13 years ago, I thought he was going to be the next big thing. Swung on and missed, strike three, pulling the string. Hernandez down on strikes. That's 3 strikeouts for Kazmir, and it's the first out of the third.
24-mile-an-hour fastball backed up by this changeup. Right, pull the string. You see how far out in front Kike is.
Well, the Dodgers certainly more aware than we were that they had no hits last night, and runs and hits have been hard to come by. Hoping they can finally break loose. Grandal fooled by the let up, and it's 1-1.
You come to the ballpark, you pretty much turn the page. You don't even worry about the no-hitter yesterday. You take BP, you laugh about it, and you move on because you want to change your mental outlook. But I'll tell you what, the memory starts coming back here. You get to the third, we get to the fourth inning, and if there's still no hit, it starts to get a little psycho.
Here we go again. That kind of mentality. The 2-1 is a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yasmani Grandal. He was struck out twice in 3 at-bats last night.
12 2/3 of hitless ball put a lot of hitters in a bad mood.
And the mood's not getting any better. That's 4 strikeouts for Kazmir.
Well, the velocity of the fastball is forcing the hitters to maybe react to the ball a little too soon, and they're swinging at some balls. Kike Hernandez swung at a ball away. A speed pitch, yes, and now Yasmani Grandal swings at a pitch that wasn't really a competitive pitch as far as the strike zone, but started a little early because of that above 90s fastball.
Alex Guerrero's stepping in. He's the DH tonight. And it's been a while since he's hit one. 3 of those 11 home runs have been pinch hit home runs.
Alana told a cute story about being around the lineup card today, and Alex Guerrero in as the DH. Zach Greinke cruising by. Zach was upset. I got a career 220 average. How can this guy be DHing for me?
Guerrero at 235. One ball and 1 strike to Guerrero. He's walked 5 times this year. He has been struck out 50. Kazmir cruising right along. Chopper to third. Lowry throws him out. 9 up, 9 down. Kazmir perfect through 3. We go to the bottom of the third. Astros 2-0. Wednesday, the Dodgers and Giants. Be sure to get your tickets today and show up for the stadium wearing your Dodger blue. Purchase, visit Dodgers.com/tickets. Pirates today on a walk-off by Starling Marte off George Contos. And the Dodger lead over San Francisco is now 2 games. And with the Cubs winning and the Giants losing, San Francisco now trails the Cubs by 5 games in the race for the second wild card spot. So the way things are going, it's win the West or else. Jason Castro, no balls and a strike.
There's no wild in the West. It's just strictly you have to win the division.
So the standings up to the minute. Of course, the Dodgers still have 7 games remaining with San Francisco, the 3 we were talking about, and then 4 the last week of the season in San Francisco. Greinke misses outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Altuve on deck. Gomez to follow. Dodgers down 2, still looking for their first hit again.
Last weekend in San Francisco, those 4 games, you want to go into there thinking if we split, we win the division. You don't want to go where the Giants win 3 out of 4 and they win it. Not only do you want a lead going into those last 4 games, but you want a thick lead. 2 or 3 games would be great.
To the right side, diving stop by Chase Utley, and he throws him out. So Chase Utley, the only question was Gonzalez able to keep his foot on the bag? James Hoy said yes.
The whole right side of the infield had to dive for this Morongo slow-mo cam replay. First of all, Chase Utley has to dive, and then getting up and getting the ball out of his glove, he forces Adrian Gonzalez to dive out there and grab that one. Chase is like, thanks a lot. We haven't played very long together, but you did that very well.
Far side different than Ryan Howard.
Yeah.
Now Altuve.
He's appreciating Adrian right now.
Altuve in his career against Greinke with a fly ball into right center, tracked down by Kike Hernandez. With that out, Altuve 7 for 14 against Greinke. Altuve began the game with a triple, would score the first run. Carlos Gomez stepping in.
Well, watch out right here. Carlos Gomez, notorious first ball swinger in a slump. Probably going to guess heater and let it go.
He was 1 for 4 last night. He takes a strike, 0-1, bounce to third to begin the game tonight.
Outstanding pitch from Zach Greinke right there. He threw him the fastball, which he could be hunting, but put it in a great spot. A little bit of a Justin Turner leg kick there, and he holds up on that slider.
A ball and a strike to Gomez. Into left center, and that's Van Slyke. And that's that. First 1-2-3 inning for Greinke. We go to the 4th, 2-0 Houston. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop at ChooseNissan.com. And by DraftKings. Play daily fantasy baseball for free on DraftKings.com. Use promo code BLUECREW for free entry. Well, the Dodgers are down by 2 as Rollins leads off the 4th. The Dodgers 13 1/3 innings without a base hit. Rollins flied to left in his first at bat. Takes high and away, 1 ball and no strike. It's been a while. Rollins flied to left in his first at bat, and it's a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. It was Wednesday afternoon in Oakland. Hey, stop the presses. Whole page 1. We have a new lead. The Dodgers have a base hit. Rollins trying to stretch it into a double. And that wasn't such a good idea. He wants a replay. Second base umpire, the crew chief, John Hirschbeck, immediately called it out. Rollins not so sure. And the Dodgers hoping and keeping their fingers crossed.
It's been so long since the Dodgers got a hit. Jimmy Rollins trying to not only spark them with the single, but let's stretch it into a double. And he's trying to hang in there. He thinks he gets the outside part of the bag, and the tag, the ball is there, the tag is down, but does it get him in time? Take a look at the tag here. Whoa.
Rollins may have a point.
If he had extended the under tucked leg, it looks like he might be safe.
So the Dodgers, in fact, will request the replay.
Well, they can't take the single away from him, but they can take our base runner away.
So Hirschbeck, the crew chief, made the call, and home plate umpire Bill Welke in his 17th big league season, the younger brother of Tim Welke, about 10 years. We'll talk to the folks in New York. Where did he get him and when?
Well, he might be out by a hair or not enough evidence. I see why we're challenging it, but I'm not real hopeful, especially with that quick of a decision, if they're already taking the headphones off, or they just get the headphones fixed.
They may be having technical difficulties beyond their control. Let's try again. Went straight to voicemail. It's a big deal whether he's out or safe, above and beyond the hit. If he is safe, that is Jimmy Rollins' 500th career double. At least the no-hit schneid is over. Well, let's see now. And he is out. Still sitting on 499. It is Rasmus with the assist. Dodgers had a base runner for about a minute and a half. Puig fouls it back. Puig's hamstring good enough to go today. Popped to second in his first at bat. So Rollins a skosh shy of his 500th career double. Oh, 2 to Puig.
I like the attitude and the effort from Jimmy Rollins. I think a little bit of the pent-up frustration of the whole offense tried to stretch that into 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Puig at 2:49. Turner on deck. Pirates on the walk-off by Marte beat the Giants 3-2. Now the 1-2 to Puig outside. After tonight, the Dodgers have but 40 games left in the regular season, and 7 of those 40 against the Giants. Closing in on crunch time. Line on 1 hop off the glove of Correa. That had a lot of spin on it.
He tried to push his glove forward like a lot of good infielders to cut the distance. You see him swipe forward, and that's the correct way to try and get that. Get it to stick in the glove. Who knows where it's going to bounce when it has that much spin on it.
More English than the Queen.
It's leather on it. It's hard to catch it.
Not yet said whether that's a hit or an error. Nope, they just called it an error.
It's a rough error. I'd like to take the official score out there and hit him a bucket of balls like that and see how many he catches.
Justin Turner, who flied to center. The Dodgers down 2-0. 1 out, 1 on in the 4th. Kazmir misses high and away. And Turner is in the midst of his worst slump of the year. Hitless in his last 18 at-bats. Hasn't had a hit in a week. His last hit was a home run. 3rd inning against Cincinnati.
Justin thought maybe that's a little low, but pitch track says that it just barely caught the strike zone. The thing about Justin is you're not going to see him change very much. He's very relaxed in the batter's box. He understands that's one of his best assets is his attitude in that box. One of the reasons he hits so well with runners in scoring positions, his mindset is that the pitcher's the one in trouble. I don't have to be nervous about driving people in. I'll just go up here and be myself, relax, and let him figure out that he's in trouble, and I'll just try and put the barrel on it.
Paid off last year when he had a career high 340. And even with the slump at the moment, he's at 307. But down on strikes, and for Kazmir, that's 5 strikeouts. There's 2 out.
Kazmir and his battery mate Jason Castro doing a nice job. Justin, you see how late he is on that fastball because he's been watching a lot of right-handed hitters be finished off with the changeup. Justin looks like he was sitting soft right there and got the heater.
Adrian Gonzalez in the middle of a slump. Hitless in his last 10 at-bats.
Five strikeouts, a hit where the runner gets thrown out. Jimmy Rollins at second, and an error is not going to amount to much offense in 3 2/3 innings.
Dodgers down 2-0. Van Slyke on deck. Shift on for Gonzalez. Strike at 93 across the heart of the plate, and it's 1-1.
Somebody's going to pay for this slump, though. This is a good offense. It's just been more sporadic lately.
One ball, 1 strike. 1-2. Home runs, 73 runs batted in for Gonzalez. Gonzalez got off to the great start. Last 64 games, he's hitting under 250. But you have a pretty good idea what Gonzalez is going to do based on his first decade in the bigs. Career average of 293, and he's good for about 25 to 30 home runs a year and somewhere over 100 runs batted in. And with 41 games remaining, including tonight, 24 home runs, 73 runs batted in. There's Puig, got a board on an error with 2 out. 2-2 to Adrian Gonzalez.
Casimir trying to finish him off with some sliders. He hung one, and that one he just kind of pulled low and away. Doesn't have a real good feel for it right now. The way the Astros are playing defense against Adrian Gonzalez, he's going to stay on the fastball. He's probably going to hit it to left. They've got Colby Rasmus way over in the left field. And then they've got just the shortstop or the third baseman on the left side.
And a mile of real estate between center and right. Now it's a full count.
I would expect Adrian to be using that left side with everybody who's been hitless in this Dodger lineup for so long. You're going to want to stay on the ball and use the left side of the diamond right here if you're Adrian. Track the ball as long as you can to see if it's a strike.
So Puig will get the head start with 2 out. Valbuena is going to play behind him. Here comes pitch to the left side, and there's Lowry perfectly positioned. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left. After 3.5, it's the Astros 2 and the Dodgers nothing. Fireworks, but you get a little more bang for the buck on Fridays because Denny's presents Friday Night Fireworks on August the 28th. Take your place on the field for a fireworks show featuring a musical mix of songs all about the summer. For more information, go to Dodgers.com/promotions. Greinke and the Dodgers down by 2 as we begin the bottom of the 4th. And Carlos Correa. First pitch swinging, fouls it off to the right, and it's 0-1. It'll be Correa and Lowry and Colby Rasmus.
An extra dose of helpless feeling for Zach Greinke on the mound. In the American League City here playing with the DH. Probably feels like he could help out the offense with the way he can swing the bat. He's been hot of late with the bat, but not getting a chance here today.
Correa got a board on an error in the first inning. Altuve began the first with a triple, his first of the year. And then Correa rolled one to third and clanked off the glove of Justin Turner. That gave the Astros a 1-0 lead. And then Valbuena hit a home run in the second inning. Greinke misses outside. It's 1-2.
So many young power hitters. A lot of times you don't want them to extend their arms, but Zach Greinke and Yasmani Grandal are working away from Correa predominantly.
Inside and low, 2-2.
Really pitching to the big part of the ballpark with pitching right-handed hitters hard away here. The left field line is very close here at Minute Maid. You don't want even a routine fly ball to be hit on the left field line.
Right field corner relatively shallow, and then it juts out in a hurry.
Your power alleys are 373 to right center and 404 almost out there to left center.
With the Fenway-like scoreboard in left. That wall is 19 feet high. Turner spins and throws and gets Correa for the first out of the fourth inning.
Nice play by Justin Turner, who has had some struggles of late down there at third base. Gave away a little ground, spun around, picked up Adrian Gonzalez, and threw a strike over there with a strong arm to first.
Now Lowry stepping in. He flied to center in his first at bat. Takes a breaking ball that throws it. And it's 0-1.
First curveball of the game for Zach Greinke. Really hasn't thrown many curveballs tonight, just had one, and hasn't really broken out the two-seamer slash changeup.
Fastball outside corner for a strike. And it's 0-2. Colby Rasmus is on deck. And the 0-2. High and away, 1 ball, 2 strikes. So the Dodgers finally got their first hit tonight. Jimmy Rollins leading off the fourth, single to left, tried to stretch it into a double. Dodgers had a base runner for about a minute and a half. And Puig got aboard on an error. 1-2. Rasmus fouls it off his foot. Game started about 10-12 minutes late due to ceremonies honoring Hall of Famer and really become a Houston legend. Craig Biggio used to famously wear that sunshine insignia on his cap for the Sunshine Kids, for whom he was very close. Kids who were fighting diseases. So Larry grounds out. Biggio played on the Seton Hall baseball team mid to late 80s. He wasn't even the best player on the team. Mo Vaughn was on that team. John Valentin was on that team. Biggio, of course. And you talk to those fellas, who's the best player on the team? Martise Robinson was his name. He was the best of the four. Never made it to the big leagues, but at the college level with Seton Hall, they generally regarded him as the best. He went into Major League Baseball and for a time was in the Cardinal front office. No balls and 1 strike to Colby Rasmus. That was quite a team, huh?
It sure was. And Craig Biggio, one of his sons gave a speech here during the ceremony, and he read off the grades from the scouting report on his dad going into the draft.
The 0-1, Rasmus swings and misses.
5 being a big league average, 8 being a Hall of Famer, and the grades on the scouting report were all 3s and 4s. But the one thing the scout wrote was, but very high on desire.
On 0-2, high and away, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Craig Biggio was that. He played every game like it was going to be his last one, and he left his heart and soul on the field, and that's one of the things that beloved him to these Houston fans.
5 Silver Slugger awards, and one of them is a catcher. Here's the 1-2. Low, 2 balls and 2 strikes. You always talk about a team being strong up the middle. Well, he was a catcher, a second baseman, and a center fielder. 7 All-Star appearances, 4 Gold Gloves. And really a good guy on top of everything else.
Art Howe and Matt Galante were in charge of moving him from catcher to second base.
2-2, swung on and missed, strike 3, and that's going to do it. So Greinke has his sea legs, but the Dodgers trail by 2 as we head to the 5th.
Chase Utley, Kike Hernandez due up for the club in this frame. Talked to Mark McGuire yesterday about the addition of Chase Utley, and as far as the newest bat in his lineup, he described him very easily and very quickly. He said he's a winner, he's a grinder, he has always played the game the right way. He's ready defensively and offensively. He said, you know, I've been an admirer of his since I was retired, watching on the couch, and of course from the opposing dugout. He's exactly like Jimmy Rollins and Gonzo and Howie, and even mentioned JT, knows what he's doing, and above all, a World Series champ.
Van Slyke leads off in the 5th and takes a strike. It's 0-1. Fly to center in his first at-bat. Van Slyke, Utley, and Kike Hernandez will hit in the 5th. Dodgers have a hit and still haven't scored a run. It's been a while for that. And a strike. Van Slyke hit it deep to center field in his first at-bat. Carlos Gomez tracked it down in front of Towles Hill. Fouled off to the right and out of play. Yesterday afternoon, hi, I'm Chase Utley. Oh, Mark McGuire, nice to meet you. Yesterday, when Utley arrived, and Slyke is down on strikes at 6 for Kazmir, first out of the 5th inning. I asked him, I said, does it feel like you've just moved into a new school district and you're meeting kids for the first time? And a guy who's been to the All-Star game 6 times can get away with the following response. He said, no, it's kind of like going to an All-Star game and meeting players I hadn't met before. But Utley is home, and of course he grew up a Dodger fan out of Long Beach, UCLA, and this is his second game. Yeah, it's like going to the All-Star game. I haven't met anybody.
You have tremendous ability to make it to the big leagues, and you're blessed, but some guys, once they get here, they continue to learn and refine their skills on a daily basis, and those are the guys they end up calling pros. He's a pro's pro.
About the play he made, robbing Castro of a base hit back in the 3rd inning. We were talking to Utley yesterday. He said, I'm not here just for the final 40 games. I'm here to continue my career. It was time to move on from Philadelphia. Phillies, of course, in a major rebuilding mode. And so they figure they're going to be a losing team for a while. That's something, though, over the course of the history of their franchise, they have become accustomed to. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Utley. In 2007, the Phillies became the first team to lose 10,000 games. Somebody had to. Their very first year, 1883, they were then known as the Philadelphia Quakers. Their record wasn't too good. 17-81. But wait, there's more. From 1918 to 1948, that's 30 years. They had one winning record. That was in 1932 when they were 2 over 500. But then, of course, into the 90s and really up until a couple of years ago, 80s and 90s. They had a long way to go. But then you had Lazinski and Schmidt and Rose and Boone and all those guys in the 80s, and then the Utley, Rollins, Howard contingent, Hamels and Lee. That's going to slice out a
Roy Halladay.
But now they're starting all over again. For Cole Hamels leaves Philadelphia, throws a no-hitter. Chase Utley comes to the Dodgers, victimized by a no-hit. Who knew? 1 out in the 5th. And Utley drills one toward the right field corner, and it is a fair ball. On his way to second, bobbled in the corner by Marisnick, and Utley's on his way to third base. His first hit as a Dodger. Second hit of the night.
Ron Renicky has a visitor over there at third.
Hi, my name is Ron Renicky. I'm Chase Utley. Nice to meet you.
Hanging breaking ball, and he just gets on top of it. Ball caroms around down in that corner, and Chase watching it right here as this ball hits off the wall. Looks like it hits the foul pole, takes a crazy bounce. It could be a ground rule double if that hit the foul pole above the fence. There could be a discussion about that.
And that is exactly what is being discussed around the pitcher's mound. With home plate umpire Bill Welke. And now the first base umpire, James Boy, in conference with John Hirschbeck. Question is it a double or a triple? If it's a triple, it will be the 50th of his career for Utley.
AJ, it's the foul pole.
Well, you can hear somebody screaming, hit the foul pole.
That would be a double.
Let's take a look.
It's so firmly off the ground there in the corner, and it goes up and hits the foul pole. So when it hits the foul pole, that's like leaving the field of play. If it would leave the field of play on a bounce, that's a ground rule double.
Well, they're going to go have a replay conversation. James Boy, the first base umpire, and that's Bill Welke talking to A.J. Hinch.
Even if it grazes the top of the fence first and then goes and hits the foul pole, the ball would have left the field of play also. So really all they should be looking at is, does the ball hit the foul pole, which is beyond the fence.
Two bases. So Utley will go back to second base. Realistically, the only call they could make. So the Dodgers have something they haven't had in a while, a runner in scoring position. Last night, 3 walks. And for Utley, most importantly about that play unfolding, whether it was a double or a triple, of course, Utley missed a good portion of this year with a bad ankle. Watching him run, there seemed to be no limp, Nothing out of the ordinary, which is obviously a very positive sign for Utley and the Dodgers as Kike Hernandez takes a ball.
In his first at bat as a Dodger, he grounded out to the first baseman, and the Dodgers, being on the third base dugout, had to run all the way back from first after sprinting down there back to the dugout yesterday. And he looked real good then. Felt really comfortable about the way he goes about his business, and watching him even there at second base, taking his secondary lead and hopping off the base and then getting back to second quickly after gaining ground. He looks like he has a lot of confidence in both of his ankles.
Utley hurt the ankle in January when he accidentally stepped on a ball. The ligaments stretched, damaged. It took a while to get right, and then he wasn't quite right, and then they put him on the DL. But since coming off the disabled list, Utley 1 for 2 tonight, is 16 for his last 37. That's around 430. Hernandez fouls it back, and it's 3-1.
3-0 green light there, and I really completely agree with that. Kazmir out there throwing the ball well. Sometimes you get the best pitch with that cookie strike, and especially with a strong right-handed hitter like Kike Hernandez, who can pull the ball to the short left field porch here.
3 balls and a strike, in and out. Hernandez has hit well against lefties this year and takes a strike. 3-2.
So the big cut with the 3-0 cookie fastball, comes back with a 3-1 changeup and catches the corner.
Kike Hernandez .393 against left-handed pitching. Into right, well hit. Marisnik at the wall. He'll track it down. Tagging and going to third is Utley, 2 out. It wasn't the most graceful of routes.
If he can get that ball to left field, it's 315 down the left field line, 326 down there in the right field corner, and that 9 feet was the difference between a home run and an out on the warning track.
So now 2 out. And Grandal coming up. Well, the Dodgers finally have a couple of hits, but starving for a run. Grandal, a strikeout victim in his first at-bat, takes high and away. 1 ball and no strikes.
This is where at the beginning of the season, even with a man on third and 2 out, the Dodger hitters would not come out of their game. They would pass the baton. Osmani's got to stay disciplined and get the pitch he wants. You see it a little anxious right there. 1-0 changeup down below the knees.
Grandal, a .341 hitter from the right side. 1-2. He's knocked in only 2 runs as a right-handed batter this year. One and 2 to Grandal. Just missing.
It's a good take after being very aggressive on the 2 pitches prior. The one up by his shoulders, the fastball, and the changeup down by the ankles.
2 and 2 with 2 out. Alex Guerrero is on deck. Outfield plays Grandal the other way. A lot of space down the left field line. He fouls it back and out of play.
Good battle right now by Yasmani. Get to see all the weapons. Hasn't seen the slider down and in yet, but he's seen the changeup, the high fastball away and in.
Colby Rouser's about 100 feet off the line and left. Just high.
Scott Kazmir taking a page out of Mike Fiers' no-hitter book, where the Dodgers were chasing those high fastballs yesterday from Fiers. Fiers only throwing the ball around 88 to 91 miles an hour. Kazmir getting up around 95.
Grandal takes high. First walk given up by Kazmir.
That's a good walk. That's a good sign for Dodger hitters in this possible rally, even with 2 outs, just to make it first and third and pass the baton. Show some patience. Don't get yourself out on pitchers' pitches.
Alex Guerrero stepping in. He bounced to third in his first at-bat.
Pass the baton reference comes from relay racing, when they pass the baton between the 4 legs. So you pass it to the next guy and let him finish the race. Let him drive the run in.
Last week or so, the Dodgers have been on the outside lane.
Even if you have to do it again right here, Alex, get a strike and attack it. If not, move on to Jimmy.
Rollins on deck. Rollins 1 for 2. Guerrero DHing tonight. Late on the fastball.
Hard enough to hit at the big league level when you get strikes. Got to make sure you get them like that one and put a good swing on.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. So Kazmir's pitch count beginning to bloat. Up to 81 now. Utley and Grandal, the base runners. 2-2.
Really, the second time around the order, the Dodgers start to look better at the plate. They haven't scored any runs yet, but Jimmy Rollins got the base hit that was almost a double, got thrown out. Yasiel Puig hit a spinner to shortstop, got called an error. Justin Turner struck out. Adrian Gonzalez hit the ball solidly, but found a fielder on the left side. And Chase Utley's double. Osmani's walk starting to feel like there's a pulse to this offense.
On 2-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Confidence grows with every good take.
So the full count, 2 out. Utley at third. Grandal will get a head start from first.
Double in this big outfield should score 2.
Three and two out. 7 strikeouts for Kazmir. No runs, 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 left after 4.5. Astros 2-0. last night. Evan Gattis, who is leading it off here in the 5th, hit one out. For Gattis, his 19th home run of the year. He's one of those who does not need no stinking batting gloves. 260 pounds of power.
One that Brett Anderson is probably still kicking himself today. Fell behind Gattis 3-0. Came in with a 3-0 strike, and then with 2 out and nobody on, did not want to give him anything good to hit with a left-handed batter on deck. Gave in with a changeup up and made a mistake. Gattis made him pay.
Gattis. With a fly ball to center field. And that's Kike Hernandez starting out there tonight. Peterson the evening off. Gattis flies to center for the first out of the 5th inning. First 2 innings were a struggle for Greinke. A triple for Altuve, an error by Turner. Houston took a 1-0 lead. In the 2nd inning, the home run by Valbuena, who's stepping in now. But after that home run, the Astros have not had a base runner. Breaking ball for a strike, 0-1. It was the 22nd home run for Luis Valbuena, who bounces routinely to Gonzalez. These days, 2 runs is nearly too much to deal with for the Dodger offense.
Feels like Mount Everest.
2 hits, 2 strikeouts, no walks for Greinke. Can't pin the rap on him. Zach Greinke, in 12 starts after a Dodger loss this year, is 7-0 and a 1.21 ERA. The team has gone 10-2 in those 12 losses. But you can't win if you can't score.
The way he's thrown the ball this year, really ever since he's been a Dodger, definitely been the stopper, with Clayton being the ace.
Valbuena's down, and so are the Astros. 3rd strikeout of the game for Zach Greinke. Top of the order for the Dodgers coming back. We come back to the top of the 6th. Thousand fans in attendance receive a Justin Turner bobblehead presented by Security Benefit. For tickets, go to Dodgers.com/promotions. Well, it's been a while since the Dodgers have scored a run. A long one. 20 in the third inning. Into left. That's well hit, and that's going to be one hop off the wall. And Jimmy Rollins arrives at second base with his 500th career double. A leadoff two-base hit for the Dodgers in the sixth. Jimmy Rollins, among his many accomplishments, now 500 doubles.
Last run the Dodgers scored was a Jimmy Rollins home run. Now he's had a single and a double in this game. A high fastball he stays on top of. Again, in so many ways, the odd configuration of the wall in this ballpark steals a little bit of the Dodger thunder. That could have been a home run in a lot of places.
Yasiel Puig is 0 for 2. What a great career for Jimmy Rollins. MVP 2007. And now his old running mate, Chase Utley, is here. Puig 0 for 2 tonight. Puig 10 home runs, 35 runs batted in, takes up and in, 2-0.
You want Yasiel to not just give himself up. You want him to hit for himself to try and cause some damage, but you'd like that damage to be to the right side. Let it loose, hit as a professional, but hit it hard to the right side.
Turner and Gonzalez to follow. Two and one to Puig. Came up a little gimpy the other day, but showing no ill effects tonight with that hamstring. Missed 38 games with a left hamstring issue, and missed a game with the right hamstring. Puig at 248. Blue Jays and Angels later on. The Angels trailing the Astros by 3.5. A squibber to first. Rollins will go to third. First out of the sixth.
Good job by Yasiel. I know he was a little disappointed it was so weakly hit and broke his bat, but he did the job and at least got it over, and he's going to get some handshakes down there on the Dodger bench.
Broke his bat and rattled his thumbs. Now Justin Turner flied to center and struck out swinging. Throughout his career, he's been a great clutch hitter. When called upon, an outstanding pinch hitter. But including tonight, he is hitless in his last 19 at-bats. Into center field for a base hit. The drought is over. The Dodgers score a run, an RBI single for Turner. They're back to within one of the Astros. It's 2-1.
20 and 2/3 inning drought of not scoring is over. Justin Turner had the responsibility of Yasiel giving himself up squarely on his shoulders, and he didn't take long to produce and pay off Mr. Puig. I got you covered, buddy. We'll get it in play. We'll get Jimmy in, and we're off the schneid.
So has Turner, who had been hitless in 19 at-bats. Adrian Gonzalez, he's in the midst of a slump too. Takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Will Harris is beginning to warm in the Houston bullpen. Jimmy Rollins begins the sixth inning with a double, the 500th of his career. Scores the first run of the game and the first for the Dodgers since Wednesday. Gonzalez with a line drive, base hit into right. Well, the Dodgers who had amassed a grand total of 2 hits in the last 2 games, come up with 3 hits here in the 6th.
Last 2 runs by the Dodgers scored by Jimmy Rollins, a home run 20 2/3 innings ago. And now the run here, and Adrian Gonzalez puts a nice swing on that pitch right there. Here's a rarity of late for the Dodgers, a visit to the mound by the opposing pitching coach.
That's Brent Strom. 92 pitches for Kazmir. This is his first spot of trouble this evening. So the Dodgers could pick up a game on the Giants, who were beaten in Pittsburgh today, 3-2. Starling Marte, a walk-off home run off George Contos. Oliver Perez is now warming in the Astro bullpen as well. So they've got double barrel action. Utley, left-handed hitter, is on deck.
Kazmir's workload total of 92, but you can see there in the 4th and the 5th, the Dodgers really started to have some good takes and build some nice at-bats. They didn't get much for their effort, but they increased the workload, got good views of his stuff, Kazmir that is, and now they're capitalizing on it. Information.
Van Slyke swings and misses, and it's 0-1. Van Slyke flied to deep center and struck out swinging. Last time the Dodgers had a lead was the 3rd inning in Oakland on Wednesday. No balls and 2 strikes to Van Slyke.
Scott hit that long fly ball in his first at bat on a fastball out over the plate. Looks like he's hunting at this at bat. Got 2 changeups from Kazmir that weren't even close. Guessing cheese, but it got by him.
Like a cricket swing. Eighth strikeout for Kazmir. Second time Van Slyke's gone down on strikes.
Cambio, cambio, cambio. He wasn't sitting on the cambio.
Now Chase Utley, who has doubled in 2 at-bats. 216 on the year, but since coming off the disabled list, 429 with a home run and 5 runs batted in. Utley last night was 0 for 4. He is 1 for 2 tonight, with Turner and Gonzalez aboard. 2 balls and no strikes. Kike Hernandez on deck. Another full house tonight in Houston. Tonight when they honored Craig Biggio. 2-0. Utley grounds it slowly to second base. Altuve will throw him out. Dodgers score a run on 3 hits and leave 2 after 5.5. Astros 2, and the Dodgers 1. Kia dealers. Visit mysocalkia.com to learn more. Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Southern California Kia dealers. Visit mysocalkia.com to learn more. Zach Greinke, as we head to the bottom of the sixth, will be facing Jason Castro, Jose Altuve, and Carlos Gomez. So the Dodgers finally score a run. Have 5 hits tonight, or 3 more than they had in the last 2 games combined. One small step for man. Castro robbed of a base hit by Utley in his first at-bat. Fly ball, left field, in and over his Van Slyke. So Greinke certainly has settled down since that Valbuena home run in the second inning. He's retired everybody since.
Back in the fourth, the official score has just announced that Yasiel Puig will be credited with a hit on that 4th inning ground ball to Correa.
So it's 6 hits for the Dodgers tonight.
And the interesting thing about the 6 hits for the Dodgers is there's only 2 for the Astros. And the Dodgers are 50-10 when they out-hit the opponent. They're up by 4 in the wrong column.
It's 2-1. When the Dodgers score at least 4 runs, these days it's not the easiest thing to do. When the Dodgers score at least 4, they're 51-10. But at the moment they're trailing 2-1. Left side of the infield, awaiting what Altuve has to offer after the pitch from Greinke. Mentioned earlier, Evan Gattis has the unusual split of 9 triples and no stolen bases. Altuve tonight, his first triple of the year, and has 32 stolen bases. So Altuve scored the run in the first, the triple, and then an error by Turner. That is well hit to left. It's on its way, and it is gone. A home run. Jose Altuve. That's his 10th home run of the year. He's got a triple and a home run tonight. And the Astros have a 3-1 lead on the second home run given up by Greinke.
Zach has been staying hard away from the right-handed hitters, trying to keep people away from left field, staying away from his changeup / two-seamer. Here he finally does come with a, looks like a little bit of a two-seamer, 92, trying to run it in there, but got only to the inner half, not to the inside corner or off the plate. Altuve was able to turn on that one.
Gomez 0 for 2, swings and misses. It's 0-1. Outside. Altuve listed at 5'7", and most folks around the Astros say it's a bit charitable. It doesn't matter. 358 feet is the distance that that home run traveled. So 2 home runs given up by Greinke tonight. And once again, Grandal takes one off the mask. He has taken a lot of shots this year. One of them so bad that he was on a 7-day concussion DL. Into center. Hernandez drifting back.
better your pitchers, the more of those foul tips you're going to take. A.J. Ellis and Yasmani Grandal, they wear it on a daily basis, especially when Clayton and Zach are on the mound, because they get the ball off the barrel with late movement, and guys just tip it instead of hitting it forward or barreling it up.
Correa 0 for 2, takes a strike. It's 0-1. So the good news is a great pitcher's gone. The bad news is catcher's going to end up with a headache.
You're going to get more bounce breaking balls. You're going to get more foul tips because they have the ability to throw those. They get ahead of hitters more, so they are throwing more bounce breaking balls, chase pitches. And the ball moves late and it's at a high velocity.
But Greinke giving up 2 home runs tonight. First time in a game he's done that this season. It was a year ago yesterday against the Mets that he gave up 2 home runs in a game. Comebacker over the head of Greinke. Utley will throw out Correa, and that will end the inning. But Altuve, his 10th home run of the year, has given the Astros a 3-1 lead with Kike Hernandez, Grandal, and
to lead off the top of the 7th inning for the Los Angeles Dodgers, and while he's looking for his first hit in this series, he certainly has been productive for the club. A nice addition in the 2015 season, originally off the bench and then in the absence of Howie Kendrick. You can see what he's done in his last 19 games, particularly in 15 different starts. A .370 average. You can see the 3 long balls there. He's driven an 8, and Don Mattingly not hesitating to put him in field defensively in center field if he needs to give Jock a day off. Kike Hernandez, an all-around player, and of course the epitome, guys, of the super utility.
well, we have an opportunity to say goodbye to Kike Hernandez. He is being pinch hit for by Andre Ethier, as Will Harris, the big right-hander, is now on in relief of Scott Kazmir. Kazmir, 1 run and 5 hits in 6 innings, 98 pitches, 63 for strikes. Kazmir can win it, can't lose it. And here is Harris making his 50th appearance, and he has got terrific numbers. Striking out a batter an inning, and opposing hitters hitting 164 against him. And here is Ethier pinch hitting for Kike Hernandez. Ethier at 286. Dodgers trail by 2 as we begin the 7th. And it's fouled off to the left, and that's going to drift into the stands.
The Dodger offense gets off the mat, gets that 1 run, and then Zach Greinke had a tough shutdown inning because of Altuve, and pound for pound, one of the strongest guys on the field. scorch that inside fastball to put them back up by 2. This Astro bullpen is a challenge.
Second lowest ERA in the American League. Ethier's down on strikes.
Dodgers started the day with some good news when Pittsburgh had the walk-off win against the Giants. And their next goal was to beat the Astros, and then it seemed like it was just to get a hit. Now that they're out hitting the Astros, but they're still down.
3-1. 1 out, nobody on in the 7th, and Grandal takes a strike. 0-1. Grandal has struck out and has walked.
Even in the midst of this struggle for the Dodgers right now, it's just so much fun to come to the ballpark, though. These are the games that are so meaningful and why you play. The dog days of August aren't that much right now because we get to play indoors here in Houston. We had some nice weather in Oakland. There was a time when you're getting tired, but also starting to get excited. The surroundings have been cooperating.
Grandal down on strikes. Castro throws to first to make it official. Looking ahead to Cincinnati, the weather's supposed to be perfectly okay.
Yep.
70s by day into the upper 50s at night.
We came out of Oakland with an off day and needed that to recover, and I'm hoping we don't leave Houston needing the off day to recover.
It's been tough going for the Dodgers, who've lost 6 straight on the road. And since the All-Star break, they're 16-15. 2 out, nobody on, and Crawford batting for Guerrero. First pitch, slowly hit to second. Altuve throws out Crawford, and the Dodgers go in order in the 7th inning. 7th inning stretch, and the Astros with a 3-1 lead. Altuve, with his 10th home run of the year, has given the Astros their 2-run lead. The Dodgers make a couple of changes. Van Slyke moves from left to center. Kike Hernandez is out. Ethier, who pinch hit, is inserted defensively into left field as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Jed Lowry. 1 ball, no strikes. He's 0 for 2. Fly to center and bounce to first. Colby Rasmus, Evan Gattis to follow. There's a strike, and it's 1-1. Manageable pitch count for Greinke. The fly ball to right, back to the wall. Puig will make the catch. Lowry is now hitless in his last 8 at-bats. And it's time to take a look at the Dodger calendar presented by 76. We'll be back with you tomorrow morning, Pacific time, at 11 o'clock. Clayton Kershaw and Lance McCullers. Off day on Monday, and then the Dodgers' first of a 3-game series in Cincinnati. Now Rasmus swings and misses, and it's 0-1. Colby Rasmus has struck out twice. Dodgers will be home next weekend. Cubs and then the Giants. The paid attendance tonight, 39,999. They couldn't draw one more. Roll 1-1.
They should have sold a ticket to somebody for $1.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Rasmus with Gattis on deck. And the 1-2 on the way. Here's a call, 3rd strike. The 4th for Greinke, the 2nd out of the 7th.
Zach has thrown the ball very well tonight. Yeah, the couple home runs. Yes, the 3 runs he's given up, but he's had real good stuff. And he's pitched well enough to win with a little bit more support, but with some dry times for the offense right now. You got to be almost perfect if you're a Dodger starting pitcher.
Evan Gattis 0 for 2. Outside and low, 1 ball, no strikes.
The opposing starter is out of the game. Your pitch count's under control at 88. You've given up less hits than the opponent, but you're still losing. It's a tough one to swallow. It's a frustrating night for a starting pitcher. You know they're coming, and Zach knows they exist, and he's mentally tough, and he'll be prepared for his next one, and is still pitching in this one. But times that try men's souls.
He hasn't lost a game in 2 months. Trailing 3-1. 2 out in the bottom of the 7th. Have to go back to the middle of June in his last 11 starts. Greinke 8-0 and a 1.16 ERA. Came into the game, Greinke did, with an ERA of 1.58, which was the lowest through 24 starts by any Dodger since Burley Grimes in 1918, when the Dodgers were known as the Robins, when Wilbert Robinson was the manager of the team. Here's the 2-2. Dodgers, of course, have had many a name over the course of their history. Bridegrooms, the Superbas, the Trolley Dodgers, the Dodgers, the Robins, back to the Dodgers, Brooklyn and Los Angeles, and Burley Grimes, 1918. That's the last time an ERA this low this late into the season by Greinke. Go to the 8th. Dodgers 3, direction. The Astros 3 and the Dodgers 1. Jack in the Box. For a limited time, try the new Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack with melted garlic herb butter. And by Flex Alert. This summer, the power is in your hands. Go to flexalert.org. Pat Neshek about to make his 53rd appearance of the year, holding opponents to a .203 batting average. Neshek has held opponents scoreless in 14 of his last 17 outings. Top of the order for the Dodgers in the 8th. They've got 6 outs to figure out how to come up with a couple of runs or more. Jimmy Rollins has singled and doubled and scored the only Dodger run when he doubled in the 6th inning. For Rollins, his 500th career double. Puig on deck and Turner to follow. The Astro bullpen has been incredibly consistent all year. A .267 ERA as a group, second lowest in the American League. And Neshek, with his unconventional release, must be murder on hitters.
Takes a little while to pick up his release point. By the time you figure him out, you don't get to see him more than once.
Into left. Rasmus has plenty of room. Follow the Dodgers all season long in 2015 with MLB.com At Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At Bat is up to the moment at any moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, StatCast, and more. Get MLB.com At Bat for your smartphone or tablet. Puig 1 for 3. Fouls it back. It's 0-1. J.P. Howell is warming up in the Dodger bullpen. Greinke has gone 7 innings, and he's warming up like he means it. And so Greinke at 93 pitches through 7 may in fact be at the finish line. Valbuena, lefty, is due to lead off for the Astros in the 8th. 1-1 to Puig. He spun one to short in the 4th inning with a whole lot of English on it. Correa couldn't field it cleanly. And initially it was ruled an error, then they changed their mind and gave him a hit.
There was so much spin on it when Yasiel hit it. Correa broke one way, and then it ended up curving. And Correa's footwork looked like he didn't know what he was doing, but the ball was moving so much it tangled his feet, and then clanked off his glove. And it sounds like the official score here took a poll with a whole bunch of people what they thought, and the verdict came in hit.
Upon further review,
I like it when official scorers do that. I think it's real good. Sometimes they'll even call down to the dugouts or go down after the game and talk to managers and ask their opinion on plays before they put in the final ruling.
Sometimes the dugout will call the press box and give them their opinion.
Yeah.
Here's the 1-2 to Puig.
The odd self-centered player will actually pick up the phone and call sometimes during the game. It's a little bit over the top, but I've known it to happen. I've been on teams where players have done that.
It's generally not the friendliest of conversations. The 2-2. Way down strike. Frisbee-like slider. 2 out and nobody on.
Don't teach your kids to do this, but if they do and they're getting people out, leave them alone. They might just be a big leaguer someday.
So now there's 2 gone, and Turner coming up, and the Dodgers trailing by 2. Turner singled in the Dodgers' only run, and that was back in the 6th. Neshek lives in Vero Beach. Came up with the Twins and the Padres, the A's, Cardinals last year. He'll turn 35 in a couple of weeks. He went to Butler. In Indiana.
His body language on the mound. In my day, they call this overamped. I don't know if he's over energy drink.
Here's a 2-1. Into left. Easy play for Rasmus and an easy inning for Neshek. After 7.5, the Astros lead it 3-1. Houston Astros came into the game having hit more home runs than any team in the majors. 166 of them. 2 tonight. Valbuena who hit his 22nd. And a big night for Altuve, 2 for 3. Home run. And the triple, the home run for Altuve, his 10th. Turner drove in the only run of the game for the Dodgers. Greinke 7 innings, 3 runs, 3 hits. He leaves the game. J.P. Howell is on in relief in the bottom half of the 8th inning. And Valbuena will be leading it off. He's now been called back, and Marwin Gonzalez will pinch hit. So as soon as the lefty Howell comes in, pinch counters with a right-handed batter, and Gonzalez will take over at first base. Gonzalez in the midst of a slump, 0 for 9, but it's a righty-lefty matchup here. Dodgers are down to their final 3 outs, trailing by 2. Howell's first pitch to Gonzalez is a strike, 0-1. In the 9th, it'll be Gonzalez, Van Slyke, and Utley.
Well, JP's job is to get him in the dugout with the same score. Maybe they have a little pep in their step when they hit the dugout after you post a 3-up, 3-down inning. And you can cause some momentum maybe as a pitcher for the offense.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Struggles like this, times when you're not scoring or not winning, and you're a first place club still, makes winning that much more sweeter. As you know the work that it took to get there and get it done.
1-2. Luke Gregerson is warming up in the Astro bullpen. Well, the Dodgers have seen him a ton over the years back when he was in San Diego.
He has a very heavy sinker.
Back when that Padre bullpen, 7th inning on, was pretty near automatic. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Marwin Gonzalez. Marisnick on deck and Castro to follow. The Astros this year have the best record in baseball in interleague play. They're 12-3. Dodgers 8-7 against the American League.
For a team that strikes out a lot, they did a nice job against Zach Greinke, not a guy that really can put people away and hit the corners, and they didn't chase tonight. And when Zach made a couple mistakes, they made him pay with their home run prowess.
Greinke 5 strikeouts, didn't walk anybody. But Valbuena hit the home run, and so did Altuve. Howell on 2-2. Strikes out Gonzalez, first out of the 8th. Now here's the T-Mobile Data Strong fan photo of the game. Tweet your photo with the hashtag SNLA Data Strong Fan for a chance to be shown in an upcoming telecast. Brought to you by T-Mobile. Now Marisnick, who had the big night last night, local product out of Riverside. 0 for 2 tonight. Fly to center, struck out swinging. Last night, the homer doubled and stole a base. In the 9th inning, the Dodgers will have Adrian Gonzalez, Van Slyke, and Utley to bat. Gregerson warming in the Astro bullpen. Pirates beat the Giants today.
Nice change up there from J.P. Howell.
A ball, a strike, in and out. Dodgers have out-hit the Astros 6-3. The Astros have gotten more bang out of the buck. 3 runs, 3 hits, and they haven't left a runner on base. Dodgers have run 6 hits, 1 error, and they've left 5. To third, Turner picks it up, throws out Marisnick, runs well, 2 gone.
KP with another good changeup, got him out front, rolled him over, and got 2 quick outs here. Dodgers have the 6 hits, as you said, Charlie, and 2 of them are coming up next inning. So guys that have experienced some success tonight: Adrian Gonzalez with a base hit, Chase Utley with a double.
And they'll be facing Gregerson in the 9th. Castro 0 for 2, robbed of a hit by Chase Utley in his first at-bat and flied to left in his second. Breaking ball that squirts out of the glove of Grandal. 1 ball, 1 strike.
As Monty tries to frame every pitch, and as he's holding his glove on the plate, tried to catch that with the heel of the glove, but because he didn't take his glove and move it off the plate to catch it in the pocket, I think he got the called strike. Very adept at keeping that glove on the plate.
Strike on the outside corner, 1 and 2 to Castro.
If he'd have moved his glove left and caught the ball cleanly, the umpire's peripheral vision, he can see that black glove start to move, and I think it influences them. That's what good pitch framers will do, is keep that glove as still as possible.
Gonzalez will take it himself, and that'll end the inning. 1, 2, 3 for Howe. Good job. Well, the Dodgers have 3 outs left. They trail by 2 with Adrian Gonzalez, Scott Van Slyke, and Chase Utley coming up in the 9th. Diego. Remember Khalil Green, the shortstop? He went to St. Louis, never panned out there, but Gregerson had a great career with the Padres last year in Oakland, and now his 50th appearance with the Astros. Opposing hitters are hitting just .213 against him. Strikes out roughly 1 for every inning he has pitched. So Gonzalez will lead it off for the Dodgers in the 9th, and Jock Peterson will pinch hit for Scott Van Slyke, and then it'll be Chase Utley. Dodgers lead 2 to tie. They have lost 6 straight on the road. Giants lost today, so the worst case scenario is the Dodgers will leave Minute Maid Park tonight with the 1.5-game lead over the Giants that they began the day with. Gonzalez 1 for 3.
Adrian just trying to get on. Lightning in the bottle on deck with Jock Peterson.
With the shift on, Gonzalez tries to go the other way and fouls it away. Gonzalez has faced Gregerson only once and was struck out. Peterson on deck, of course, has never faced Gregerson. Lined into right field for a base hit. A leadoff single for Adrian Gonzalez, who's now 2 for 4.
Well, there's a start. Finally got it through the 3 fielders on the right side, with the Astros shifting as much as we've seen anybody this year. Unfortunately for the Dodgers, that linea is not at anybody.
Gregerson in search of his 24th save of the year. And Jock Peterson, who has really been struggling, he's a tying run at the plate. 9th inning. 3-1 Houston. Utley on deck. Ethier to follow. Peterson fouls it into the dirt, and it's 0-1.
He doesn't get cheated even with 2 strikes, even when he hasn't gotten many hits. See that front shoulder come flying out. Squares one up. He doesn't have to swing full blast to hit it over the wall. He's got plenty of power.
Right to right center. Relatively easy to hit home runs, but power alley to power alley is another story. Nothing in 2 to Peterson. Peterson has struck out 142 times in 391 at-bats. In a hole, nothing in 2. Of course, he's got the 23 home runs and 1 good wallop, and the Dodgers are right back in it. You'll see another pitch. Gregerson, through his career, by and large, was the 8th inning setup guy until coming to Houston, and he here is the closer. Peterson will get another pitch.
Jock's battling him, hitting the top of the ball in every one of these foul balls. That would tell me as a pitcher that he's coming out of his leg bend. What he sees. But then his body gets taller and he hits the top of it. They stay into his legs, and he's got a chance to square it up.
Gonzalez the short lead at first. And Peterson into center field. Hit it right on the screws and right on target to Carlos Gomez.
It's a nice at bat for the young man. I know it's disappointing not to get the hit. You hit it really well. You come off the bench and you put a good at bat on him, and you see the frustration right there.
Now Chase Utley coming up. Well hit by Peterson, has nothing to show for it. Utley 1 for 3. Utley in his second game with the Dodgers. He's the tying run at the plate with 1 out of the 9th. And he grounds it right to Correa. Will step on the bag, fire to first, safe. Dodgers stay alive by an eyelash.
That's where the shift costs you a run or costs you an out. That's a routine ground ball to second in double play depth, but it's your shortstop. There's nobody on the left side except for a third baseman over by third. And so Chase Utley and the Dodgers are alive. Sometimes you see shifts and you wonder, how can they play there? That ball just found a huge hole. They need to play a different place. Chase Utley beats it out, and because of the few steps Correa had to make at second base, he's safe.
So 2 out, and Ethier's got a shot. Ethier pinch hitting for Kike Hernandez back in the 7th, was struck out by Will Harris. Dodgers down to their final out. Ethier's a tying run at the plate. Ethier 3 for 10 against Gregerson. One ball, 1 strike. Ethier 12 home runs, 39 runs batted in. Dodgers now down to their final strike. Nobody sitting inside Minute Maid Park. One ball, 2 strikes. Down the left field line, and Rasmus will run out of room.
On a night when the Astros honored their best second baseman of all time, their first Hall of Famer, the second baseman Altuve, the leadoff hitter where Craig Biggio was most of his career, as a triple and a home run and 2 runs scored.
And the Astros lead the Dodgers 3-1. The other run, a home run by Luis Valbuena. 1 and 2. Gonzalez leads from first. And Ethier is struck out, and the Astros hang on and beat the Dodgers 3-1. Houston makes the most of their 3 base hits. Dodgers 1 run, 7 hits, and 1 error. The Dodgers left 5. Houston left nobody. Alexis, player of the game. The smallest guy on the field. Altuve with a triple in the first inning. His first of the year. And a home run in the 6th. His 10th of the year. So he scores 2, and that's the difference in the game as the Astros